Hey everybody, I had to watch it come off the pad anyway. Thanks for coming hanging out with me. I've got my I got a little picture-in-a-picture view of the Starship launching right there. It's already 3 kilometers off the surface. Crazy, crazy. Welcome everybody. Just amazing we watch that stuff live. Of course, they would launch right when my show goes. I was like, son of a biscuit. Anyway, don't have my headphones, so I need to mute my phone. And welcome everybody to the show. Really light on attendance here, so unless this picks up a little bit, we may not go a full long time. I'll get you at least 30 minutes, but unless more of our friends show up, yeah, cut it off. So we have NVIDIA earnings coming up this week. We have flash PMIs, that's services and manufacturing PMI. And then we have 30 minutes of your requests. As always, hold off on doing those until we get to that point in the show. Won't be long. We'll get there. All right, so starting off, we have, let's see, just pop over to the red list. Well, I guess before I hit that, let's do this. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining, not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instrument. That means no stocks, options, bonds, forex, futures, cryptos, treasuries. Don't long them, don't short them, don't trade them. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. If you need somebody to tell you what to do, that's not what I'm doing here. I'm not making recommendations. I'm not giving advice. I'm not doing any of that stuff. If you need somebody to tell you what to do, hire and consult a financial advisor. It's not what I do. All right? Not what I do. And it looks like we're about to do stage separation on the Starship. Dun, 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 dun. We. SpaceX. And it's just cool, man. I can't not watch it. Yep, here it goes. Stage separation. And there it goes. Continuing on. Boosters coming back. I guess here in 4 or 5 more minutes, they'll probably try to catch it again. Craziness. Anyway, if you're not watching it, it's live on X right now. All right. And NVDA. We have NVIDIA earnings. And right now, what would I say? It's a little bit of a coin flip. We did the classic pattern where we bounced. We ran out of steam here. We came down. We bounced off the roadmap line. We came up, activated the long right here with the close above. Got chopped. Retested the breakouts. Boom, right there. Got it. Now, after hitting that 1448, which is 90% of the way to the 1272, we retested the breakout, extending on up to the 1272, pausing maybe, and then extending, either retracing or extending on out to the 1618 is entirely possible. Earnings are happening tomorrow right here, and that may result in a negative reaction down to the roadmap line right there. So if you believe rocket ship launch higher, long, if you believe that possibly it's going lower, and we're sitting in a coin flip zone, like this can fail right here. We're at lower high. This is a lower high than what we had right over here. That can lead to continuation down to the roadmap line down here. If we do 5 down, we'll probably do a 3 up to a lower high and then get continuation lower from there. All right. Everybody clear? Everybody good? Everybody understand? Any questions? That's kind of NVIDIA in a nutshell. If we just launch off, here's the upside, and then the 1618 above that. Just a little bit higher. Right up there, about 180. 158 and 180. Now, yeah, I got my eye on this Starship launch right there. Already coming back down pretty quickly. So, just crazy to watch Just amazing we can watch that live. Anyway, I'd say no go for catch. I can't listen, so. And gonna splash down, I guess. Bummer. It was a pretty wild thing when they caught last month. So that's it. Tomorrow after the close, we'll see. That's lofty expectations right there. And just in case you didn't get this memo, you don't understand how this works, there's 24.5 billion shares. All right. That means every $1 move, up or down, is $24.53 billion into or out of the market for NVIDIA. It's very simple. Like it's not a difficult concept. There's no voodoo math to it. It's not like there's no secret hidden anything. There's 24.5 billion shares. That means $1 move is $24.5 billion. Simple as that. You know, I round off to 25 when I'm talking about it. Close enough for government work, right? And there goes a landing burn. Gonna crash in the ocean. Soft landing to the ocean. And there it goes. Setting down. Right on the... sitting right in the ocean, standing vertical. That's so nuts. There it goes, tipping over. Anyway. There you go. Starship, the booster's down, and Starship, the top part, should be like 40 minutes before it comes back down somewhere out in the Indian Ocean. All right. Back to what I was talking about. So you may wonder, well, if that's NVIDIA, like, how about other things? Like, how can MSTR be so crazy, right? Well, MSTR only has 183 million shares. So $1 move on MSTR, MicroStrategy, is only $183 million in the market. Why can it act all crazy and be crazy? Because think about how many dollars does this move before it gets to $25 billion? All right. It can move a lot to get to just $1 move on NVIDIA. I don't know why this is a difficult concept for a lot of people, but it's number of shares. It's just simple as number of shares. Number of shares out there. If you have one share, you move $1, it's $1. You have 100 million shares, you move $1, it's $100 million. 183 million shares, you move $1, $183 million. NVIDIA, 24.5 billion shares, move $1, that's $24.5 billion. Kind of wild, right? Apple, 15 billion shares. So $1 is $15 billion. Microsoft, 7 billion shares. So $1 move is $7.4 billion. Other Mag 7 stuff, Tesla, $1 move is $3 billion. This one's a little more complicated because it's not just the Class A shares, but it's also the Class C shares. Basically, $10 billion for a $1 move. That actually may be, there may not be, that may include all the shares, all the different classes. I'm not sure what they're counting because that's a very similar number. Yeah, that's different class shares. Let's see, Geo 5.3 and 5.8. Yeah. So roughly $10, $11 billion right there. There you go. Trading the NQ in Apex Sim. Yeah, good luck. Maybe. Yeah, day trading futures is a different game. Be careful. You can lose money. Of course, if you're trading in a sim, that's a whole different game anyway. Alrighty. Any questions on the moving of tickers and that sort of thing? Any questions at all? So NVIDIA has earnings tomorrow. I have to click on the right screen. $1 move, $24.5 billion. There's other stuff that has more shares out there. This is not the most shares, but it is the highest price thing with that many shares. Yeah. There's some small caps out there that have like hundreds of billions of shares, but they're priced at pennies. So, but at the same time, like, can they move? Like that's one of the tricks, when they dilute the stock and there's billions of shares out there, it's hard to move a stock because it takes that many billions of dollars. Like the number of shares you have outstanding, it's supply and demand. Like that's why things that have low numbers of shares can move big dollars, right? But when you dilute the stock out a whole lot, then it becomes harder and harder to move it. And we see this over and over. GME now has 400 million shares, so it takes $400 million to move a dollar. So it's one of those weird things that not a lot of people think about. You just think about the share price, but you don't think about it in relationship to how many shares are actually out there and how much money moving in the market that implies. So I've commonly held that there's really only about 10% of that money that would come out of it before the share price just absolutely got shellacked. Yeah, I mean, look at Robinhood right there, 763 million shares. I mean, there's $750 million just to move a dollar. Just to move a dollar. They don't have much room to split that thing much either. And some other stuff that recently did 10-for-1 splits. Look at that, up to 1 billion shares now on Chipotle. And you've got, let's see, trying to think of another one. SMCI. This one maybe get delisted, but 585 million shares right there. And it's been plummeting into the abyss. Today, popping a little bit because it didn't get delisted, but they didn't file anything. So they didn't get an exception to not get delisted. So they could just be delisted tomorrow. Be careful. Amazon. It didn't have a big split. Like, that was way back over here, the split for Amazon. Their split was way back over here. Not, they had a 20-for-1. And we look at the financials, that puts them at $10 billion, $10.5 billion for every dollar move. So there you go. And maybe TSM gets impacted. So here's the other flip side of this. Look at this right here on semiconductors. Is NVIDIA a semiconductor play? Is it the AI play? That's a big question, right? SOXX, iShares Semiconductor ETF. That's bearish. Bearish territory. Go look at the about the fund. Look down in here. What are they holding? NVIDIA. That's not looking too great. Broadcom. TSM isn't listed in here. Well, there it is down there. About 4%. So next one. SOXL. That's a 3x leverage one. Looking down here. NVIDIA, 7%. US dollar, 28%. It's another one. USD. ProShares Ultra Semiconductors. That's another leverage one. Look down in here. NVIDIA, 12%. I'd be careful. All right. I'll just be careful. So, SOXX, SOXL, USD, semiconductor ETFs, and all their charts, not exactly the bullishest looking charts. That one definitely not. That one not. So, boom, 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 boom. How do you find the implied move? That's super easy, but I don't have a options platform open. All you do, go to the at the money options, sell the call, sell the put. You don't even have to actually make the order. Just create the order. You don't place the order. Just create the order. Sell. You know, click the bid. Sell the at the money call. Sell the at the money put. Whatever that price comes up to be. That's the implied move. All right. I don't have it off the top of my head. I can pull it up. And if you give me a minute to load a platform, take me a second. Probably install updates, whatever else. Starship currently offline. I'm going to close that so I don't run out of memory. And all of a sudden, closing that, and the browser goes faster. Imagine that. Yeah, installing updates, blah, 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 blah. Let's see if I can get in without having to do an authenticator app. Maybe. Thinking about it. And come on. There it goes. NVDA. Switch accounts. Let's see. Y'all don't need to see all the account numbers. There you go. We've got right there. It's a $12 move. The next 3 days, $12. So basically a $12 move on options right there. Priced in. Now that, of course, earnings are tomorrow, so this will all change by tomorrow, but between now and Friday, $12 move is what's priced in. Right there's the bell curve. That's the one standard deviation is 12 up and down. Two standard deviations would be 24 up and 24 down. There you go. Right like that. That's how you can do it. That's a live, updated way to do it. There you go. Yeah, I'm not I already have tomorrow's presentation is the market roadmap. That's what I'll be going over. It's not going to be talking about NVIDIA or anything like that. So, alrighty. Let's hit the highlights. Yes. Anybody didn't stick around this morning? Basically said we were looking like we were done, and we probably break over that high and then confirm that we're going to go higher. We'll see what happens overnight. The market is currently closed, and we'll find out what happens. Somebody from the company pinging me. Let's see what they had to say real quick. There we go. All right. So got that right so far. So far, so good. Hopefully, Rungamer, you didn't get too burned on that. Hopefully, you got out. That was probably it. And funny enough, as Rungamer pointed out, made a low on Friday, made the lower low Monday and Tuesday. That thing, that 90% or whatever worked out. Yet again, the markets don't typically bottom on a Friday. Bottom today, lower low, worked out right there. So, Cartel. NQ, same situation, made the lower low, just barely. Started the reversal. We'll probably get. So this is the unclear part. This move on NQ and ES isn't the most clear at the moment. Like that possibly could be a little 1, 2, 3. We're in a 4. We get a little 5. But then we'll probably do 1, 2, 3. Retrace back down in here before we go higher again. Or we break down and go lower again. So this will be a key. This roadmap line area will be key to whether we can go higher or lower. And we'll look at that in the morning. Make sure you're subscribed and come back and find out where we're going in the morning, like after we've got some overnight data. In Q, like I said, same situation, that same roadmap line retest. Same, looks like a little 1, 2, 3. We could be working on a 4, and then we get a 5 and a retrace. Same situation. This could come down overnight, get a little bounce. We'd be up in the morning, and then we give it all back, and everybody freaks out, and then we go higher again into Thursday or Friday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. You know, NVIDIA, like this, we could, you know, who knows what the story will be. That's what the price pattern looks like, and if we break down, we could go lower. Russell, this one not the same at all. This did not have a clean corrective move down. This looks like one big echoey move down. This possibly could get a 618 retrace up into this zone right in here. Maybe even do a 3-wave move up, and then continuation lower is what that primarily looks like is going on. This looks more like a leading diagonal than any kind of complete corrective move. Now, it did, interestingly enough, did hold the 618 from that low to this high. It did a 618 retrace and held and bounced. If we break above this, probably going on up here. New high. Simple as that. Oil. It's gotten really complicated. It's complicated, as always. Not breaking down, not breaking up. I mean, at this point, I kind of halfway just expect more of that. A little bit higher, a little bit lower, a little bit higher, a little bit lower, and just more of that. That's kind of what I expect to play out on a will, despite the fact that the CTAs may start buying. Brent, kind of the same, kind of more of the same. More of that slight upward bias because it has a slight upward bias to it. Maybe we keep doing that until we come up into the roadmap line somewhere out here, and then we'll see what happens. Do we bounce down, or do we suddenly pop through? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Right now, just kind of expect more of the choppiness in oil. Just more choppiness, probably through the end of the year. Like, it just doesn't seem like there's much motivation to do anything, possibly through January 20th out here when we switch administrations and we keep just chopping around until then. Quite possible. RB, same, just looks like it's non-committal, lackluster, just more of that. More of that. Heating oil. This one has a more of an upward bias. Look, you know, this is a little more aggressive on the climb here. We have probably a date with the roadmap line here, possibly before the end of the year. Keep an eye on that one. That one could be a little more aggressive than everybody says they all move together, but they don't. Right now they are, but they don't move together necessarily. There's different demands, different charts, different traders trading all those different things. While it's kind of all energy, it's not necessarily moving together. Natural gas, curiously enough, looks like it might be working on that breakout, cruising on up to that $3.60 to $4 area I've been talking about for freaking forever right now. It seems like we did poke a higher high. We get that continuation, $3.60 to $4. That's where I expect it to go. Possible ways that you could take advantage of that, because everybody wants to know. Something like UNG, which it's not been the best. Oil, you could play it's Ultra right there. And the one that shows up all the time in the morning, I can't remember. Gone all of a sudden. There's the ultra short natural gas. Cold. That's it right there. Cold. KOLD. That one right there. Ultra short natural gas. LNG is a different thing. That's shipping gas to Europe, which has been taken off like a rocket ship. These are just ways to play actual gas. And this one may get better bang for the buck dropping than you would get on UNG or Boyle going up. Just throwing that out there. You might get better bang for your buck on cold dropping than you would. Since this is ultra short, that's leveraged short, better bang for your buck on this dropping than you would on gas going up. GC. Gold. Set up a very nice reversal. Very, very nice reversal. Didn't get any follow through today, but we did set up the reversal. It popped up. We kind of opened here and just kind of sat here most of the day. Not really doing much. We moved overnight and then just kind of sat sideways most of the day. Just we opened right there. Open right there. So you can see this was the actual open market and we just kind of hovered, right? Below the high, above the low for the day. Just hovered. Might make another move overnight. We'll see what happens. Silver. Somebody this morning's like, you're awful hyped up on silver. Because I'm kind of long on silver. But it's not bullish yet. I mean, the upside resistance is here. Got to get above that to go up here. Do I expect that? Yeah, I kind of do, but could be a protracted long time out in sometime next year before we do it. So, there you go. You can say whatever you want to, Ray. I don't believe news has two craps to matter about any of these charts. Don't really, like, there's only a couple things. CEOs getting caught with all the company's money, making a scam, you know, basically extrapolating that out, like stuff like SMCI being a complete scam. But the chart already said it was going to drop, so maybe not. Hey, we're bankrupt. All of a sudden, hey, guess what? We're going out of business. That matters. That's a news event that matters. Short of that, there's not much. You know, biotechs, hey, all of a sudden we cured cancer and it's gonna fix everything. You know, make you dinner at night and cure cancer. Like that'll make a biotech shoot to the moon. A few other things, you know, that's, you know, there's just not many other, you know, not many other news items that really matter, except, hey, we're going out of business. That one matters. Oh, buyouts, of course, you know, hey, we're buying out XYZ for $30 a share. It's at $10 a share. It's going to go up to about $25 a share and sit there and then hover the last $5 until the deal closes. It's just the way it works. Those things are about the only news that matters on a stock chart. Lumber has just not worked. Like they messed that chart up when they switched it. It's starting to get some more volume into it, but it's not like it used to be before they switched contracts, redefined it. And everybody wants to know about Bitcoin because it's been smoking hot lately. Look at that, right up in there. How high are we going? Good question. We pushed a new high today, 94, then retraced it back off. This one usually moves a little bit while the futures are closed, and there it goes, moving a little bit down while the futures are closed. May do the next bounce before we get the next climb. Next climb could be up here, right around 94.5, 96. I mean, look how consistently it bounces. Make a little higher high, lower high, lower high, higher high, higher high. You're going to tell me that that's not... It's just too coincidental right there, right? Look at that. Right up to the 1618, right back to the roadmap line. Right up to the 1618, right back to the roadmap line. Oh, 1272, excuse me. 1272, right back to the roadmap line. This one came up shy. Rejected down. This one over here. Right up to that 1.448, 90%, and right back down. One, two, three. If you're playing longer term, there's the high, there's the low. Poked higher, we're probably going to run right on up to about 95. Run right up in this area right there on this move, and then do a bigger retrace, something bigger like this. Ether, on the other hand, does not look nearly as nice. Look at this. This is not trending higher. It's really nasty price action here for the last several days. This trend of lows here. If we break that, this is probably going to flush right there. That's the line to watch right there. We do that, we're probably going to get this flush on Ethereum. Why'd I switch down to lower time frame? It's just not as clear right here on the daily chart. Just doesn't show up as nice and clear. A few little candles there. We may come back right down here. Right down in there. That high, that low. Right down in there. And possibly go a little bit lower. Possibly just a little bit lower right in there. Flush it down like that. So we can see that before we pop. And if we hold, if we break down below that, we could make a lower low below these guys, below these lows over here on Ether. So not so rosy a picture on Ethereum right now. Why? They messed it up when they went proof of stake. Everybody kind of glossed over, ignored. I've been beating the drum since they went proof of stake. Back over here in September 22, went proof of stake. Nothing bad happened. We went a little higher, but then all of a sudden we couldn't make new highs. And right now it's inflationary. There's more coins being created than getting burned because all the coins have been locked up into DeFi products, staked, trying to make money. And it's just killing itself. Like, all of a sudden, you get benefits for not using the coin. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You pay people to not use the coin, and they don't use the coin. And then the network quits moving, and guess what? It becomes illiquid, and it doesn't move. You don't have demand because nobody needs it to do anything. It's kind of stupid, right? I mean, think about it. Anything you get in life, you work for. Except Ethereum, you just got to hold it. You not do anything. You don't work for anything. And that's proof of stake. I'm not sure is a viable long-term solution for anything. Welcome to argue the point either way. All right, to the point where we'll do requests. So the rules of requests go capital letters, 1 request per person per request. You got to wait until somebody else goes before you can go again, preferably 2 people. And if you're just dominating the chat, I'll just skip you. If you give me a whole list of tickers, I'll skip you. If you ask me a question, please use complete sentences. And if you're going to ask about a crypto, please use the full ticker I can type in. Don't make me guess. Don't say like Solana, and I have to try to go, oh, what's the Solana ticker, SOL, USD? Anyway, all right. So PLTR, upside is 75. KAPA, I don't even have to pull up the chart on some things. That's absolute garbage. Don't trade that. Let's see. Why is it garbage? Because that's garbage. DJT is complete garbage. Probably going down right there. Right is stuck in the mud. Probably coming back to the roadmap line. Didn't even have to update the chart. And IONQ, I think somebody requested that last week. And right there, stuck. Clear the chart. Got the move up. Got the retrace. Potential to go up to 42, possibly 71 on IONQ. Mara is sitting lower high. Until we can break that, we might retrace back to the roadmap line. Same as Riots. And we're kind of already pulling back. Got to break through that zone. That's the resistance. There we are. Simple as that. Simple as that. Here's the supports, roadmap line. Here's the resistance right here. That's lower highs. If we don't break that, watch out. It'd be a bummer, but that's what the chart's telling us. Square. Possible. Oh, look at that. Right near the target. I didn't look at that today. Didn't hit the alert. I got the alert sitting right up there. 93 is the target. There was the entry back here. Possibly up to 99. Possibly up to 116. Probably do this if it's going to go up the higher. And if it breaks down at any point, we come down to the roadmap line, wherever that ends up being over here. Somewhere in here. Sloppy drawing today. And already did square. Right. I try to pick up channel members. Yeah, right. Probably going down the roadmap line right there. And AEM. Potential bounce activation at this level right here. Set it up for this target zone here. If we fail here, probably come down here like that. It's kind of funny. I don't even have to update the drawings one to the next. And that'd be right down here or up here. All starts with a break above that gap down. Got to gap fill it, get above, go up there. AEM forward has been just absolute crap for a long time. I haven't updated this chart in a long time. Let's just clear the drawings. Look at what we got. Had such promise, and it just fluffed it right up. Such promise. This was beautiful right back here. If you've watched the video I put out back over here, that low, made a move up, we made a retrace. I put out a video right over here looking for the breakout, and that would be a rocket ship going way higher. Unfortunately, we made a lower high and maintained a lower high and another lower high and completely just went into some sideways bull crap that just looks freaking horrible. And they messed up their EV plans and canceled a bunch of stuff, idling the lightning line, and may go down here. Man, what a funky chart. Wow. Now, it could get sparky all of a sudden and take off. It is entirely possible. Yes, it is possible. Maybe we're on the log mode. We need one little spike down to this area right here, and we can turn it and burn it. At that point, I just get really frustrated with some disappointing charts. So if we made it down to that level, that possibly could take another few months, possibly out into March next year, maybe. We'll see. And then the potential is still quite lofty for that to go right up in here. Still out there, still potential for that to get down here, turn it, and burn it higher. Remember, $4 billion is what it takes to move a dollar. Dollar in the stock is $4 billion. So So we're looking at a move from like $8 to $80. No big deal, right? 8 times 4, $320 billion. No big deal. No big deal. Can do that on a Tuesday, right? All right. That's Ford. Moving on. Been really disappointed with that one. ICE. Intercontinental Exchange. Probably coming back to the roadmap line. CART. Probably coming back to the roadmap line. SoFi. Bullish slint. Yeah. Got some upside. Watch for the resistance right here at 16, possibly 21. CRWD is set to go higher, probably 441. Side target, IBM. Roadmap line, 200. MSTR, nothing changed from this morning, still 1,000, although we did hit the resistance there. Hit that first level of resistance. So we may get a reaction before we can get the pop right there. If Bitcoin just rips, that one's going with it. This is acting as leveraged Bitcoin for whatever reason. It's not, but it's acting that way, so you got to trade it that way. MSTX is a way to play if you're late to the party. MSTU is another way to play if you're late to the party. That one's more expensive than MSTX, although they're both getting pretty lofty. And you want to know the targets? Look, the upside target is 1,000 right up here. All right. Just take wherever we are today. How much move do we got left? 131. If you go to MSTX, 131% times 2. Put it up there, 260% roughly. Upside, well, that's from wherever we closed. 260% upside from wherever we closed. Basically put us right up here around 400 if we're going to go super crazy. MSTU, same deal. 2x leverage. Possible. We go up 260%. It's 2x leverage. Now, I'd probably round down to 250% or maybe even 240% because these have a habit of underperforming on their leverage. But, you know, that's for you. You know, be careful on leverage products. Substantial risk of loss on all leverage. Even more than anything else. And Wolf. Oops. Wolf with an F is going into the abyss. Target. Yeah, this is low price stuff under $10. Doesn't always follow the patterns, but that is where it looks like it's going. CCJ. Upside target is 60, right up there. $60 off that big bounce right there. 60 would be the target. TWLC. That's a weird one. What was that? TWLC. I don't think you meant a TWLO, maybe? Twilio. Finally broke out. Resistance is all the way up here. That can rally another $60 and still turn down to be bearish. Watch that. If it breaks above there, we could go higher, but be careful. That's shown to be a zone right there. There's a zone on the way up. We gapped up through it. Found a little support, little resistance, and plummeted away from it. Watch out for that zone again, 160. Right there when we get back to it. Hopefully that you meant Twilio. ASML. Plummeting on down. I've had a target kind of down here. That's why that alert is sitting right there. Go for this to come on down. ASML. No high probability anything. WPM. A lot of these I'm just glossing over because there's no high probability patterns for anything. This one right here is interesting. Interesting. Wheat and precious metals. Get that high, this low. Break above that level right there, that 618. Right there, we confirmed a high probability trade right up to that level right there. How high probability? Yeah, 76.92% of the time. We've only got 13 trades though, so it's not really statistically significant. I know you can't see it behind my head. Pull this up. There you go. 13 trades. 76%. Profit factor 2.5, so pretty nice. The kickoff takes a close above the 618 to kick that off for that move on up to that level right there. How do you get that tool? You don't get that tool. All right. SWPM and somewhere I missed the XBOI. Is not a ticker. FDX. Yeah, there's an entry right there. Channel. Target's right up there. On FedEx. RYAAY. Rainier. That made a little baby one. It might get to it. It might. That's pretty rough. And 70. It has a negative profit factor. That one loses more money than it makes. Be really careful on that. And reverse splits have not been the most bullish thing lately. I mean, not reverse splits, but splits right here. This would be a regular split, 5 for 2. Splits. This market has not been loving splits. So that high, this low. I don't really care about the entry right at the moment. Turn that back off. There is a significant resistance. You know, the thing is, even if we went and hit this, that would work. Like that would hit the target and still turn down and go lower. Significant resistance right there. Popped up, turned down. Think about it a minute. Government contractor. Somebody, not naming any names, just shot a big rocket, looking at cutting $2+ trillion out of the government spending. Doesn't sound so super bullish for contractors. I'm just saying. Just saying. Take it with a grain of salt. A-Lab. Even if the perception is that it won't do good. Not enough candles to do anything with this. It has one little roadmap line. Blip right there. Can't really do anything with that. IPOs, if this was, I mean, it doesn't have the dinosaur. Usually there's a dinosaur for an IPO, but it doesn't have that. If that was an IPO, we satisfied the making a move lower. This move up, though, off that low, doesn't give me enough of data to project anything. So, bummer. Sorry about that, Colleen. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Next up, Lunar. Yeah, nice. Let's see. Intuitive Machines. So we came all the way back down to there. Made the next run up. 15 would be the upside resistance right there. Possibly up to 18. Possibly up to 30, but it may take us a little effort to do that like that. And after hitting this, if we break that back below this level, watch out for retrace back down into the roadmap line area right in there. Now this does split the line on low price equities. Low price stuff under $10 doesn't always follow the pattern. Other things, biotech pharma, that's why I don't like them. Biotech pharma just doesn't follow the pattern. You know, like I said, the cure cancer, or FDA just says, hey, we don't like your drug, we're not going to approve it. See ya. And that stock goes. So, food, you know, anything that Food and Drug Administration is involved in, which is biotech, pharma, medtech, specialties, all that junk. Low price stuff, leverage stuff, another thing that doesn't always follow patterns. And the fourth one on my 4 common things is China stuff. Now, there's some other exceptions, like IPOs have their own little pattern. SPACs tend to do stupid stuff and be unpredictable. Real estate investment trusts tend to follow their own drum. And like I said, bankruptcies and buyouts, you know, random things like that don't really do the patterns. Sometimes I get lucky though, and keep coming back for more. Lululemon is stuck right here. If we break back down, we might go lower low. Watch out. There's the level I'm watching right now. If we come back to it, do we hold or do we fold and go lower? So possible to come down here if we get below this level right in here around 270. We can hold that 270 area and bounce. Could be looking for much higher prices. I've got a big up arrow. Look for a big upside. But we've got to do it. Right now, we're not doing it. Not doing a dance. All right. App. Already did app. I'm pretty sure. US. AU. There's the high. There's the low. And that was probably the target already. Yep. Watch out for retrace. Could it keep going? Yeah, it could. Possible. It's been in kind of a downward trend for a long time here. I'm not sure I want to bet on something like that, but you know, to each your own there. You'd be like, oh, yeah, let's go rock and roll. So we're just coming into the resistance. So watch out right there. If you can break through, might be good. App, just to make sure I hit it. Yeah, there's nothing to. I did that, I think, this morning. There's just no pullbacks. There's nothing to work with here. Be careful. It's going exponential. How high can it keep going? There's no limit, not really. I mean, this can go like this, but then it'll probably come like this and find support again. It tends to be what they do, like DXY, DXYZ, or DXYZ. See this one right here? This is a crazy. I gotta turn off my drawer thing. This right here did this crazy move and brought it all the way back down. Doing another one. Could go higher, possibly, but it's probably coming back down eventually. This is a prime example right here. Crazy moves. Bleed off. Crazy move. Probably going to bleed off. Crazy move. Probably bleed off again. Just be careful. That's what they do. It's what I refer to as the bubble pattern, but it's just psychology of a market cycle. We go exponential. Get some euphoria. Everybody's going to be a genius. Everybody's going to be rich. Got to tell everybody you're buying more. Got to, people tell you to buy something you've never heard of. Then we get this pullback, and we get this, like, people just need to buy the dip. We just got to cool off a little bit. We get this consolidation, some crazy action. Then we get anxiety. Oh, my gosh. Come on, we need to run. And then you get angry, and, then we go through it all again. So if you've never seen that before, look how much that looks like. This chart right here. Yeah, right there. Got the pullback, did this consolidation, and then we go all the way back down. Happens all the time on all different time frames, all different tickers. Probably happen on NVDA, eventually. So if you've never seen NVIDIA over here, look over here. Holy moly, that's a 60% pullback. How about this one? That's a 60% pullback. How about this one? Holy cow, that's an 84% pullback. How about this one? Another 88% pullback. Can it do another 60, 70, 80% pullback? You betcha. That would bring it all the way back down, back in the 40s. That's why you got to be careful messing with something like this. It's been exponential. See right there, 60%. 65 right there at 50. 70%, 40, 80%, which is done in the past more than once. Back down in the 30s. How many billions of dollars is that? That's a lot of billions of dollars. $100. That's 2.5 trillion. Come off of that, baby. That would hurt. That would hurt. Be careful out there. It's throwing it out there. SUI. Not sure what that is. IDCC. That one's going exponential also. When they don't, like, I'm a trend pullback continuation. So if they don't have a pullback and it's just rip, I'm not a rip, you know, I don't know what would come off. I'm not a rip continuation trader. Like, I'm a pullback, trend pullback continuation trader. So it's got to do some sort of pattern to, like this back here, we could work off of. There was the move up, there was the retrace, and now we're getting near possibly something that might be the end of this move, go into a correction before we can get the next move. So watch out. That might be where we're going. Could possibly continue on up. Another fib line up, maybe 393. It's possible. Possible. All right. GLD. I already did gold, so same deal. Might hit the roadmap line, might go an extension. GC is just like 10 times GLD. NU. Bum, 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 bum. Back to the roadmap line. Got the extension, got the retrace. What would I look for next? That high. Low at the roadmap line. Look for a break above the 618 at 1489. Looking for 16 and 17 on the upside for NU, MEC. That broke down. Gap down. Ugh. Gap down. Retested from the bottom. Watch for an extension lower. How low? Ugh. Choppy sideways. Not awesome. Oh, we turned it. Oh, this looks nasty. 3 waves up. Ooh, man. That high, that low, that high. This is ugly. That might be where we're going, right down here. Ooh, nasty. Nasty chart right there. Amazon. Watch for the retrace to the roadmap line. We got the target. That would be where I expect us to go, right there. I did have an upside target at 240 for a long time, but we just bounced right here. That was the low. There was the high right there. Came up above the 618 right there. That was the entry. Boom, there's the target. Retrace would be expected right there before we can go on the next move. ELF, Elf Beauty. Maybe it found support. Didn't touch the roadmap line. Still bearish. Still in a downtrend till we break above the roadmap line. And got to roll down just a little bit. Get some more tickers. UEC. Oops. UEC. And next upside. Target $9. This is low price stuff. Be careful. $10 above that. Maybe 13 above that. For UEC. And SUI. USD. And I did that on the weekend update, but that's played out. Be careful. Maybe up to 5, but watch out for the retrace. There. And AI. That's still a nasty chart. Lower highs. If we can break higher than that over there, maybe I'll be able to get it. Like, that may do this. Watch out for that bounce if we come up like that. Retrace. Maybe. That's not a high probability anything at the moment. It went really deep. That went really deep over here. And it's just shot up with no pullbacks. It's not the kind of high probability pattern I go looking for in the market. And the market's back open. Futures markets. In PC. Let's see that high, that low. As long as we're below that, lower low looks likely. And that is med specialty. That's back to the 4 things I said earlier. And Hims. These guys have been rocking it, even though they got told they can't sell GLP-1 drugs anymore. Look at that, right up to the targets. Watch for the retrace. Back to the roadmap line. I almost did it right there in 2 days. Hit the target. And funny enough, how it comes back to support. So support right here at 18. Next potential, that high. If we hit the roadmap line, I mean, it's possible we just stop right there at 19, but I'd watch for a continuation on down. We may come up, test the gap, and come on down for another move. So it may screw around for a few days, come up here, fill the gap, and then get another move down, finish this pattern out. And then you go from the high right there to the low right here. You run your fib line, the 618 probably be right in here. Once price breaks above that, then you can go long again. But otherwise, this might not be the bottom, and it could go on down lower. Be careful. That's Hims and Hers. And ATO. Again, no pullbacks, nothing to do. But this sat, golly, look how long that sat sideways. Then breakout. Might be heading for 155. Nike. Watch for that to flush on down. 68.50. That bounced off the roadmap line. That's a negative. Lower low would be expected right down there. NVS. Novartis. Didn't get the bounce. Didn't find support. This is what you got to watch out for. So at this point, we've got uptrend of lows. And we're pushing it. If we get below that, that doesn't look good. That low, this high, maybe needing a retrace back to the 80-90 area down here. If we break below that low, that uptrend of lows, may come down here, and it may take a roundabout's way to get there. Could be all the way out here. That's what I would expect. Yeah. Move up, retrace, move up. Yeah, watch out. That's very overlappy. Did that play out? Oh, look at that. Yeah, watch out. That it could come all the way down. Come all the way back down here. If we get below that. That's pharmaceutical. Well, remember that biotech, pharma, medtech, specialty, all that stuff, like right in there. Be careful. WMB. Yeah, just extensions. There's no possibly up to 71. I don't know. RCL. Some stuff, I don't know. Just keeps ripping higher. Maybe up to 444. I don't know. This one just last pullback was back here. We're already past a bunch of extensions. 270, 230, 357, maybe 424. Upside is who knows, but I'd be careful. If you're not already in it, I wouldn't be chasing it. I wouldn't now is not the time to get in. Any of these are up here at ridiculous highs, just going like this. That's not the time to buy. Back here was the time to buy, or here when it looked ugly and nasty. It's like now's the time to consider buying Boeing. Nobody's talking about it. It's not popular. Now's the time to think about buying it. That was where I thought it, I actually thought it would hold up here. And I was like, nope, we're probably going to go lower. And we did. And now it's time to think about it. If we start breaking below 133, it's time to eject because we're probably going to go lower low. Lower low than back here. Confirmation when we break above the roadmap line up here. The upside potential. Crazy numbers up here. But we got to hold that right there. All right. So don't chase crazy high flyers like Royal Caribbean. LNG. Another crazy high flyer. Could it keep going? Sure. 264. Could it come back straight back down the way it came up? Betcha. They have these habits of doing this like really quickly. And you're like, what the fudge happened? What was the news? There's no news. Just needed a correction. And we did that over here. Crazy high flying, came back. Crazy high flying, come back. Watch out. Funny how these things happen. Oh, look at that. I'll be dang. That could be the bottom. Man, I got that almost time perfect too. Holy. Wow. I don't know. Sometimes I get lucky. There you go. That could be the bottom. Watch out. Could break down. Could go even lower. That would be the lower. Right down to 75. If we can bounce, upside potential right now is up here around 150. All right. Inium needs to hold this zone. Like that's where I put this orange zone. So far we're holding it. Confirmation we're going higher when we get above the roadmap line. And then the 618, which is not in the right place because it needs to be updated to the bottom. Right there. Oh, that's the bug just flew out of nowhere. Anyway. Resistance right there. Right there. Pop up. Resistance is right there too. So resistance here. Resistance here. And then potentially up there, 63. Got to clear the resistance to go higher. I am long calls out to 2026. So I guess I got a year and a month and a half or whatever. Year and 2 months. DKO. Long $60 strike calls. And they are profitable right now. Like up 200%. DKL looks like it's going down in a blaze of glory. More of that. Hood. This one's more difficult, but it's right in the target zone here. Clear the drawings. Possibly we get the extension. If this is some kind of crazy big first move up, retrace, possibly we get an extension. I'm grasping at straws here. That's not necessarily the most high probabilityist thing, but we're already pushing the 272 extension here. Just crazy. I sold 45 upside calls on all the shares I had. So I don't necessarily, I sold them out to December. I don't think we're getting above 45. Sold calls. It could blast off. It could rip exponential and I'd be crazy, but there you go. And I'd be crazy. Hey, Mark, thanks for being a channel member. EAC. Still got 90 friends hanging out now. People showed up. I guess the launch, we're tired of watching the SpaceX launch. BAC hitting extensions, maybe up to 50. Watch out for a retrace. And GPOR. Gulfport. So there's the high, prior high. There's the low right there. Whoops, missed it. And the breakout would be 172 if we can do it. And do the thing. It's like the entry was back here. Here's the target right here. Possibly up to here. Oops. Possibly up to there. Possibly up to there. May do this to get there. SQ. Thought I already talked about Square. Pretty sure I did. 93, 99 upside targets. AFL. There's ones I talk about all the time. Square is one of those. AFL. That's the first move down. Retrace. That's probably a 618, I bet. And watch out for the next move. Right to the roadmap line. Let's click that off. Clear the chart and see if it is actually the 618 level. Oh, it is. Imagine that. And one other fib line. That high, that low, that high. Yep, bingo. Bingo, bango. Can't make this stuff up. Watch for this to turn down. Find a bottom right there. And then turn higher. AIN. And it doesn't have to do that. That's just the high probability pattern. This downtrend, resistance, continuation. Simple as that. ARKK is trying its darndest. Now, the problem Kathy Woods has, she buys companies that don't make any money. She has the right idea, but the wrong approach here. And that's 3 waves. That's 3 waves. That's no waves. That's a diagonal. That's choppy, overlapping, nasty price action. Need to buy companies like this that actually do things that nobody else does. They don't just talk about it, they just do it. You're not telling anybody you're an innovator, you just do innovate. And we may ride this up into this 80 zone here and then turn down again. Be careful. UPS. There's the support. There's the resistance. It's getting pretty narrow. We may just screw around till we get over here. This is the resistance coming down. This is support right here. In case you don't see it, these will meet in the middle somewhere out here. Break down, going lower, break up. Gonna have to make some higher highs. A lot of higher highs to go higher. That's UPS for you. Might be stuck. Bros. Dutch bros. I probably hit the target. That high, that low. Yep, target. No entry. There was no entry. It just shot to the target. Extension is 59, but then watch out. This will probably do a massive retrace back to the roadmap line again. Netflix kind of played out, going a little exponential, hitting the, gosh, man, that's crazy. Hit that 869 target. This might do that, or it might just grind a little bit here, or it might just pop right up here. Like that would be the next upside. If it breaks below the roadmap line, watch out for a deeper retrace again. That's Netflix in a nutshell. So if the market starts turning sour, this thing's got a long way to go. And bros, did bros, ENPH, not UNPH. Ooh, look at that, right to the target. Maybe the bottom, maybe not. 50 downside target. RELY. Resistance. Watch for that to turn down. If we can break above, upside is up here. We're in kind of a coin flip zone. I really want to see it break above that prior high right there. It's got 2 of them sitting there. That'll confirm it right up above this 23 area. What's that upside target? It is 30, almost 31. If we turn down, we start breaking below this line tool. That low. Look at that. See how we gap down and gap back up. We break below that, we're going probably down here. Cracker Barrel. That one go bankrupt yet. Oh, look at that. Beautiful bounce, man. I got out. think I got out right here. I don't remember. Maybe it's right there. I got out one of those. I called this, and we did it. Look at that. Took longer than I thought. But golly, I can't even believe we did that. I called it up here. I called it up there. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, so there's resistance. As long as we're holding it, lower low is in order. Sometimes it's a thing of beauty right there. Sergio, Sledge, if you guys are around. I know you watched me call that, right? Laura, I know you were there. Pretty sure. So we start breaking below this right there, around 35, or I guess it's 38. Probably going to go lower low, 31, 32, somewhere right in there. If, and this is a big if we can start making higher highs, break back above that downtrend of crap. It's got to go off that high, that high, that high. Wow, wow, wow. This is pretty gnarly. This company may go out of business. That would be the upside resistance. That would be the upside resistance. There's your downside. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. TTD. That one was where a fundamental story met with a price pattern. TTD looks like it wants to come back down here. Now this possibly could go in for an extension on up there. Could find resistance and turn on down here. Or watch. If you're long, have an exit point. Like, what if it goes below 115? Are you getting out? If you're not long, this is not the time to buy. Plenty of other stuff to do. And most of the stuff I talked about here today is not it. KR probably coming back down to the roadmap line. Scrape the bottom of my target. Look at that right there. A couple little candles sticking in there. Right in there. Nice. Probably gonna get a retrace hut. Watch out for this one to turn down. I know that's not what anybody wants to hear on this stock, but I want to show you something. That was 3 waves up. That was 3 waves down. Here's the resistance right here. That might pop right there. And then go lower low. I say 99% of the crypto miners aren't going to make it next crypto winter. It's time to have an exit plan if you're long crypto miners. Beating the drum on that. Not kidding. Not even a little bit. I'd say 99% of them don't survive the next crypto winter. Might be left with like maybe Mora. Depends on what they're doing between now and the top. I'm not so sure about Riot. CleanSpark, pretty clean balance sheet, but if they start borrowing money, I don't know. I mean, Mora just borrowed $1 billion today at almost 0% interest. If they buy Bitcoin with that, book it out for profit near the top, or, you know, make it work, that's pretty cool. And the accounting rules change January 1st, and they can claim it on their balance sheet as an asset on their balance sheet. That's a big win too. So that happens a month and 2 weeks. It's big stuff. So RTX, oh, look at that. That was the target I looked for a long time ago. Came up just a little bit above it. Watch the retrace back to, remember what I said about government spending. I don't usually believe in fundamental stories, but sometimes there's a big fundamental story out there that can influence the way people think. It's kind of like with these forward-looking things. Like, nobody's talking about the fact that government spending is going to be bad for a lot of things. Government contractors, RTX, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, maybe a little bit of Boeing. Other ones that you've never heard of, SAIC, Martin Marietta, things like that, they're going to get hurt. They may get hurt a lot. Cutting out $2 trillion in spending is going to hurt. SYM. Rongemer, and I talk about it in the background. Rongemer works for Elon. And we don't think that the world, the US world, is ready for what's about to happen when Elon does Elon-style cuts. 77 right there in the US government. TSM. Probably coming back. That hit the target right there. Probably coming back to the roadmap line right there. BT, buy or sell, neither. It's nothing. Did touch the target. Touch that target. Has bigger upside potential, but it may also come back to the roadmap line right there. Or it can go again. It was a sell up here. Nothing right here. Might be a buy here, but it would be if it bounced and came back above the 478. Looking for bigger upside at $6, maybe $7. Now it could get really sparky. It did this crazy move last halving cycle. Grab this, look right here. Went from there to there in like 10 bars. You don't know when that'll happen. All right. Actually, I think it was 5 bars, but yeah, it did it in a couple bars, like very few bars. We zoom it up. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you went all the way to the bottom, it's like 10. I went from $4.86 to $32 in about a week. Yeah, look where we are. We're at $4. So it's up to you. Things tend to repeat patterns. RH, not likely to go as high this time though. RH just chopping sideways, lower high, nasty pattern, no prediction, no trend. That's just sideways. HWM, there's 80 people here still. Watch for the retrace. This is bouncing. One of these times it's going to do a bigger retrace. How do I know? Check this one out. Same pattern. Bouncing. Then all of a sudden, bigger retrace. Bigger retrace. And this one may go even bigger retrace. All right, be careful. And let's see, CLS. Yep. Target, watch for retrace. EME. Target, watch for retrace. Z. Hitting resistance. I sold that. Golly, it got me a sell right here. And then boom, right there. I made like a couple grand off of that. I got in back here. I got in right there. Got in right here. And got out right there. Nope, wait. No, I do that wrong. I get in right here. Right there. Suffered that low pullback, suffered that pullback, and got out right there. Made like $1,500 on per contract, I think it was. And then it's going to go on up to the target. Right up there. Now, it's bearish if we... Oh, that was cool. I don't know what just happened. It's bearish if we stop here, break back below that, back below the roadmap line, come all the way down. If we can get continuation, that's coin flip zone, and then bullish price action would be a move on up to 110 up here. Supposedly they're working on new technology, but I don't know. Haven't really seen anything. Kind of moving away from realtors, I think. PFGC. That was an extension. Watch for the retrace. Back to the roadmap line. There. And INOD. Thought I set resistance. And Jason Hay. Reddit. RDDT. Reddit. So we're in the where I thought we might top out zone, and we may retrace. Got there faster. Just gap through that one. Got up here. We could go up to 162, and if we do, that's actually more bullish. But we'll still probably retrace before we get an extension from there. Send me an alert up here. Just curious if we get up that high. Send me an alert down here too. Either way, that can be bullish. Retracing here or popping on up here and retracing back to here. So, all right. That's Reddit for you. SFM, Sprouts Farmers Market. Just not giving up. Straight up. Who knows where it tops? It's going to pull back eventually. But until it does, there's nothing to do for me. It's not the way I trade. So, bell ring brands. That went right to the target and negative reaction. A little bit of chaos here. Watch for a pullback to the roadmap line. Could it extend? Sure. 88 on the upside. Man, oh man, is going into the abyss. So this is the same deal. Like I talk about these like ridiculous moves up, choppiness, and came back. Just took a little longer than normal. That low, that high. This is nasty. This is kind of indicating that we may see a continuation lower. Gonna have to save it right now. Break above the roadmap line. Get to making higher highs to go higher. So resistance. Key level. Key right there. If we start being soft here, it could very easily go lower low. SWBI. That's one I bought for a long-term hold. So if you've not seen this chart before, I bought it right here. Bought shares, thousands of shares, right there. The target, many years down the road, is up here. 75, possibly up here at 310. Possibly. We've got this prior high we're going to have to get through. Got a lot of work to do. Just if we didn't echo, it put us right up there around 75. That's the first move up, pull back, second move up, right there around 70, 75. 13, it's not a ton off the low. That's like 40% higher than where I bought it, $9 or $10 or whatever. Might it break down? Yeah, it could go lower low. This correction may not be done. That may have been the first move, second move, third move. Could make a lower low. Be an opportunity to add if we do. Eventually, it looks like we're probably going higher. But right now, being a little lackluster. That's SWBI for you. It's a long term, like, bought thousands of shares. Don't look at them. Don't think about them. And CVS. This is the original ticker I used for market roadmap right here. When I did this, when I first became a guru, look, all the way back here. Right there. So price breaks above the roadmap line, retraces to it. This just shows you I don't erase anything off the charts. Right there's the targets. Beautiful example. CVS went on, made this downward channel, broke below it, and sucked it up pretty bad. Gap down, and that looks like it is pretty bad. That low, that high. Looks like we're coming down here. Maybe find a bottom. There's the resistance. If we bounce up, watch for it to turn down. If we can get above, there's the resistance. Here's resistance, here's resistance. Here's resistance, more resistance at the gap fill up there, more resistance, more resistance. It's been in a downtrend for a long time. It's going to have to build something positive. This was the lowest low at this point, right there. Yesterday. It was lower than this one. One day off the bottom does not make a new trend. Be careful out there. That's a nasty chart. Staying away. JHG. No touch of the roadmap line. Just keeps on rocking and rolling higher. Going exponential. Climb rate. Man, the pullback's going to be wicked when everything pulls back. AMSC. Hit a target. See on the smaller. Hit the target. Watch possibly up to 47. Maybe come back to the roadmap line. And NOV. I'm still way behind. Trying to catch up. NOV, watch out below. Watch out below. That high, that low, that high. Possibly down to here. EX, EXLS. And just exponential. There's the high, there's the low. Watch out for 49 on the upside. AVGO. Couldn't break out, did a retrace. Watch for it to hold supports. Right there. Upside target still right there. 194. Nothing changed. Sometimes they just take a long time. Yeah, sometimes they just take a while. That's URA. I saw the upside calls on this today too. Upside calls at 40. Upside potentials up here at 45. I sold 40. Maybe it's 40. Yeah, 40. I think it was 40. I just went to December, so I'm just like right here at 40. Yeah, one heck of a move. I don't think it's going to do that quick. Kind of hitting our head a little bit. Having trouble breaking through that level. Could pop, but you know, 45, 53. If we're going to be super bullish, it's like 67, but we'll see. Hey. Starship splashing down. Cool. Yeah, I turned it off. It's getting too distracted. Resistance at 40, possibly. Watch for the retrace. That's getting a little exponential on Paycom. Solana USD. Upside target. If we can break out, which we're getting near the breakout, 443. And MSFT. Zoomer back up. Did a kind of a gnarly head and shoulders situation thing. Kind of gnarly. Maybe that was the retest and we flushed down. So if you've never seen a head and shoulders before, head to the neck. This is in the wrong place, by the way. Like not in the right place for this, but flush down to that level right there, 380. And if it's just, that's the first move down, that's the retrace. Next move down could take us down to 344. If that doesn't hold, more downside at 285. Upside though, 481. Hiding right in there, 141. If we can hold, if this low holds right there, and go on higher, 481 is the upside target right there. I know it's a lot of drawn on there, but yeah, XOM please. And it's in a channel. Back to the bottom of the channel, back to the top of the channel, back to the bottom of the channel, back to the top of the channel, till it upsets the channel. That's what I would expect. We were at the bottom, we went to the top. Bottom would be next, top would be after that. There's the channel. ARKK already did. If you missed it, use the slider button down here. Go back in time. Hey, hey, hey. You and Goose made up yet, Charlie? Told me y'all had a little argument. Never gave me an update after that. Just said y'all had a little argument. That's about all I got about it, out of it, too. He just was upset about it. Don't mean to bring your business in here. I just... That might result in a retrace. Be careful. Rose, USD. And this mucked up this chart. There's no two ways about it. This chart nastified itself. I was really hopeful. This chart messed it up. Still a little hopeful, but golly. There's the resistance. Potential is here. Just don't know that it can do it. Here's the upside potential right in here. Indication we might do it if we could break back about 10 cents. Might do it. If it rejects, probably going down here to 2 cents. I really like Rose, but that looks nasty. The Matic chart messed it up too. Matic, Polygon. I was really optimistic on this one. And it just ruined the pattern. That ruined it right there. That's not going to happen. Going down. There's a slight small possibility we save it, but right now that's probably done. And they kind of ruined it by rolling out this crap right here. They rolled Matic into this crap, and I was not very fond of this, if you can't tell. Probably not going to be bullish for Matic. And DAL. Hey, out to the extensions here. Let's erase some stuff. That's a lot. That was a lot down on that chart. So we chopped sideways for... We're still kind of in the chop sideways. Wow. 76 upside. I can't in good faith tell you to do anything except protect your profit. If you got it, if you're trying to get into it, I'd look somewhere else. And snow. Maybe trying to break out. We're up to the roadmap line. I thought we were gonna retrace up to that resistance. We may turn down and go lower low. I drew this weeks ago. Funny how it's playing out exactly. And this is only 3 waves. Like this was 1, 2, 3, right to there. Watch for continuation lower, right to there. HII. Ooh, nasty. That's going down, down, down. How far down? That's a good question. Let's see what we got. That low, that high. If we break below here, there's a support there. And if we break below that, we're coming down here. HII, LMT. All these things are probably going down. That hit extension targets. Just clear it off at this point. If we can hold the roadmap line, which first move down, retrace, second move down, puts us a little lower for a target, for support right here. That potential bounce could put us up to here in the future. Possible. This would be the indication we're going higher. Could turn down and go even lower. At this point, first move down, retrace. Next move down puts us here. That move up, do we break above and go up here, or do we turn down and go lower low? That's why I don't like that chart. I wouldn't trade it right now. That's just nasty. POWW. Pow! Ammo ink. Yeah. That's there's an interesting, so one of the government agencies on the hit list to be done away with is the ATF. If the ATF is done away with, what might happen? Might this go up or might this go down? I don't know. Don't know. But that right now, lower low, dollar. This could go out of business. Watch out. 118 million. All right. I already got, I got app already. And that's the end of the list. So thanks for coming, everybody. 64 of you left. So I usually wrap it up at 70. We're below 70. If anything I said was helpful, beneficial, give me a thumbs up. Remember, I'm live first thing in the morning, 9:15 every morning, Eastern time, before the market opens, going through what's moving for the day, what's popping, what's dropping, what should we watch, what should we look at, give you my expectation, and we'll go through it tomorrow. Look at it, talk about NVDA again, we'll talk about all the things happening. Whatever happens overnight, we'll talk about it, and I'll see you again in the morning. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for supporting me. My family couldn't do it without you. Thank you for your time.